Hello, all my college football friends out there. Welcome to another segment of the Buckeye Vinny YouTube channel sports show. Thank you for tuning in. My friends, I thought today would only be right to do a special video about the Georgia Bulldogs capturing their second in a row National College Football Championship by pounding the TCU Horned Frogs 65-7. And what makes this so special is that they were underdogs in 2021 against Bama and defeated Bama 33-18. And how difficult it is to come back and just to come back and get back in the title game, but to win the title game, very difficult to go back to back, but the Dogs did it without a doubt. So today's video is going to be the Georgia Dogs joins an elite group of 7 other college football teams to win back-to-back college football titles. Let's get right into it. My friends, you got to go all the way back to the Minnesota Gophers. 1940 and 1941 captured the college football championship titles back to back. From there, Army, 1944, 1945. Notre Dame Fighting Irish did it. 1946, 1947. Oklahoma Sooners, 1955, 1956, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. What more could you say about this football program? Coached by legendary Tom Osborne. They did it 1994, 1995. I'm going to include the USC Trojans. For everyone out there, I know they're going to say, well, because of Reggie Bush, they got in trouble, what have you. They had to forfeit games. They had to forfeit that national championship. I'm going to include USC. Let's be honest, they were a powerhouse. 2003, 2004, they had Matt Leinart as the quarterback. What more can you say? Reggie Bush. I'm going to include them. And without a doubt, Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide did it 2011 and 2012. And now, the Georgia Bulldogs 2021 and 2022. You know, my friends, again, a very elite group of teams that I just mentioned right here. And like I said, when you mention back-to-back college football championships, you know, not that many teams I mentioned. I mentioned 7 other teams other than the Dogs. And what jumps out to me is the way the Dogs took care of business and handled themselves throughout the year. Now, it wasn't always simple. You're always going to have those little hiccup games, is what I call them, where you're going into a game, and it happened against Kent State from Kent, Ohio. Kent State is a Mid-American team. They're in the MAC. They had a decent season this year, but nonetheless, they were a very small team compared to the Dogs. So they traveled to Georgia. I think it might have been week 4, week 5, nonetheless. And, you know, to be honest with you, Kent gave Georgia a pretty decent game. This game was like something like Kent was 44-point underdogs, and Georgia won that game 39-22. I think everyone thought it was going to be a slaughter, but nonetheless, Georgia did win. Same scenario against Missouri. The Dogs go into Missouri and beat the Tigers 26-22, and I think everyone thought the same scenario. The Dogs should have probably lambasted them and beat them by 30 or 40, what have you. And the same scenario with Kentucky. The Dogs went into Kentucky. They won the game, but it was 16-6. Nonetheless, This is a Dawgs team that took care of their own destiny, went a perfect 15-0, and won the National College Football Championship for the second straight year. You know, my friends, again, you don't think Nebraska, who was a powerful football program in its heyday, had some close games? Sure they did. Okay? Look at the Buckeyes. Okay? The Buckeyes had from my opinion, a pretty close game against a Northwestern team that finished 1 win and 11 losses. It happens to the best of the best. It happens. Okay? Nonetheless, the Dawgs took care of business. And, you know, what more can you say about Kirby Smart, too? You know, the pressure that was on Kirby Smart, number one, all those 5-star quarterbacks at Georgia, and he decides to go with a walk-on, Stetson Bennett. And for me, I just want to say this, Kirby Smart is a class act, not just as a head coach, but as a person. You know, when I watch him and I listen to his interviews, and just a classy guy, giving compliments to the other team, you know, giving compliments to Sonny Dykes, and what he come out and said what a good season TCU did, and they did have a good year. You know, they finished 13-2, but again, giving compliments to the opposing coaches, the opposing players. You know, I just think Kirby Smart is a class act. You know, he's the real deal over at Georgia, and without a doubt, you know, for a coach to win back-to-back national championships speaks volumes to me, to be very honest with you. All the Buckeye fans out there, you know, yes, we were disappointed, but again, when you stop and look at this, I know for me, it's a compliment when you know that you took the best team in the country right down to the wire. And, you know, all the Dog fans out there that constantly kept on communicating with me, saying, Buckeye Vinny, the Buckeyes are a class act. We look at them differently. You know, you guys are the real deal. That meant a lot to me. It truly did, all you Dog fans out there. And again, you know, this is going to be a Georgia Dawgs team that next season might look a little different because of a couple players going to the NFL. But nonetheless, a good Kirby Smart team, again, next year could go a long way. And that's going to be a video in itself. But today's video was, again, a video for the Georgia Dawgs joining a very elite college group of 7 other teams that have went back-to-back to win the national championship, which, again, is not easy to do. I'll run it by one more time. Minnesota, Army, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Oklahoma, Nebraska, USC, and the Alabama Crimson Tide. If you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. It is free to do so. I welcome everybody to the Buckeye Vinny Sports Channel. If you like this video, please click on the like button. And like always, please comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this video tonight. Like always, peace out. God bless everybody. Have a great weekend coming up. Buckeye Vinny's out of here.